If 2025 hasn't caught on fire yet with only being 7 days in, man, are we in for a crazy ride. Hey, welcome back to the channel, friends and family. My name is Gary, and it is a very cold and blistery day here in Columbus, Ohio. And just to get the credibility check out of the way, I'm the owner of the Card Father. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Here's some of my credentials. And here's another piece of my credentials. And I've done some amazing sales this year, and thank God, by the grace of Him, we've done extremely well, and things are moving along. And you'll get an update video about that sometime later. So let's talk about the current state of 2025. Okay. It's crazy. All right, plain and simple, that's all you need to know right now. It's really crazy. 2025 has already proven to be insane. And I say that with a very optimistic point of view, with the hopes that 2025 will have some amazing things in the collectible space, and not just Pokemon or Magic or Arcana, those the main games or whatever, but definitely with like video games, toys, other collectibles. And I think 2025 is going to be an incredible year for collectibles in general. Okay, but particularly because we focus in on Pokemon a lot, let's focus there. So right now, what we're seeing in 2025 is we're seeing one of the most anticipated years of Pokemon that, by my understanding and recollection, has ever been. 2025 has some amazing sets, some very high class, highly anticipated sets that are getting ready to release and that are going to come out this year that we didn't have necessarily last year or in 2020 and 2023. But the crazy thing about this is that there's this looming issue that everybody wants to blame on Pokemon, and I don't believe it's right. So I'm going to get into that with you right now. So right now, the way that the market works is that it's fluctuating and increasing very quickly. Right. So the way that the market works currently, or I take it back, the way that the market has worked in the past was like this, okay? And yes, I drew it out just because I didn't want my video editor to be like super difficult trying to figure it out. But this is the way the market has been, okay? So what you're seeing here is that the market would start here, and then we'd get some rise and dip, and then a sharp rise, and then a little bit of a plateau with some dips, and then it would do this, it would fall back and come back. Never did anything happen in the market like this where something would fall and stay below where it had previously been. Every time something came, it would drop and then rise back up and come back to it is. And that's long-term sustainability. That's why Pokemon is so versatile and so solid in its actual investment opportunity, because everything will increase in price over time. That's just the way it works with the market, especially in the Pokemon space. It's the most well-known IP in the entire world, okay? And debatably the entire universe outside of maybe Jesus, right? But in this case, this is the way that the market is. This is the old market, actually. This is the way the market was circa October and August of this past year of 2024, okay? But the way that the market is now situated, the way that the market is now is like this. This is the new market. This is what we're facing, okay? We're going to see set releases and things come out, and then they're going to have a small little downturn as people are ripping through product like crazy and going through that. And then we're going to see this nice big incline. And then what happens is that we generally will now see that a reprint hits, right? Or some major investor dumps all their product onto the market. Like Rudy from Alpha Investments decides he's going to throw everything out the gate that he has in 151. He's just going to put it right on the market and just crash the market. Big ballers like that, big fish like that could do that. You're going to see a nice bounce down, like it's going to fall sharply, but then you're going to see this immediate increase, and then it's going to continuously rise and increase from there. And the reason I say it this way is not because the trends in the market show that Pokemon in general will, always fall and then rise again. It's because that this has already happened several times, okay? When Paldea was reprinted, in late July, August, when it was reprinted, the market downturn on that was 10 to 12%, meaning that a booster box only fell about, on average, 12% in cost for, I would like to say, when I looked at the last model, was only about 48 hours, okay, which is incredible. And then immediately Paldea began to climb again. So, you were seeing boxes at one point in Paldea that were like 120, 130, 140. Now they're sitting at almost $200 a box, and that's only 3 months down the pipe, guys. So from October all the way till now, you now saw the increase in demand in Scarlet and Violet to sharply make massive gains. And this is an important thing to know about how the market works now, because what you're going to see is this is going to actually happen right here soon with Prismatic Evolutions and with Blooming Waters coming out, the new product from 151. So I say it this way because 151, everybody has been like, oh my gosh, we're going to get a reprint, and I'm going to be so excited because all of a sudden the product is just it's going to be readily available, and the market's going to turn, and I'm going to be able to buy it because it'll be cheap now and I can get it. And folks, I'm sorry to tell you this, you're wrong. Okay, you're 100% wrong. The way that this is going to work is with the new market's going to happen. Blooming Waters is going to hit, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to see a nice little downturn, and I don't think you're going to see any more than maybe a 20% drop in market value. So I'll give you a good example here. Right now, booster bundles are running around $60 a booster bundle, which is incredible, okay? Those things have always been off the chart expensive. Running $35, $45 for a long time, even when they're $27 MSRP. But what you're going to see is happening with Blooming Waters is that Blooming Waters is going to take a nice little dive for about 20% of the market value, and then immediately it will increase, and it will sharply increase, okay? And I'm not saying it's going to be like this like 2-week drawn out period. I really think it's going to be like 2 days, maybe less, where it's going to just tank and then jump. And that's because of the way the market is now. Everything in the Pokemon space will gain value in a shorter amount of time than it has typically taken. A lot of times investors would think about Pokemon investing at being a 3 to 5 year thing where you can buy a nice booster box case of one set, sit on it for 3 years, and all of a sudden it's roughly 25% its value. And to be quite honest, if you see anywhere between 5 and 8% value gain year over year, that's actually really incredible. 10% is even better for anything that you have in a collectible space that maintains its value and then increases that value year over year. But what you're going to see happen here especially with 151, and then I also believe with Prismatic Evolutions, with the new Battle Partner set that's going to hit in Japan, that will then eventually become the trainer set for English, and then of course the Team Rocket set that will be releasing this year. What you're going to see is that's done. The 3 to 5 year game is done. You're going to see 2 years. I believe wholeheartedly you're going to see in 2 years, you're going to see at least 25 to 45%, maybe even more, of a return on your investment, immediate. So if you're investing in sealed product, go for it, man. Go for it. Buy a case of something and sit on it for a while. Buy a couple of booster boxes, open them yourself, pull the cards you want, buy the singles you want. Great, go do that. It's going to be a good time. And then just invest in small amounts of product from time to time that you see it. Pick up a booster bundle or pick up a booster box and sit on it for a while, because your investment is now going to be short game. You're not going to see the long-term requirement that's going to be needed to see a return on that investment. Case in point, we're just over a year and a half. Well, I would say we're just under a year and a half on the 151 booster. The 151 Ultra Premium collections. Guys, I couldn't give those things away. I couldn't hand them away. I got scolded and criticized when those things came out, and I was offering them at 110. And TikTok was selling them at 89 because of the freaking coupons. Thanks, TikTok. But I couldn't give them away. Now that UPC is at $250 and climbing a year and a half later. That's under 2 years for it to almost to like just about double its value, because remember MSRP on that was 120. When we got them in distribution at the beginning, I'm going to be fair with you, I got them at $76. Okay, that was amazing. I bought like 3, 5, I can't remember, 5 or 6 cases of those things. We had them at $76, and then I couldn't even hand them away. If I wanted to sell them for fire sale just to make back a little bit of money, I had to sell them at below $100. And at one point I was selling a few of them at $100 or less. I think I cracked more of those things just to pull the packs out, because they just weren't moving, because 151 was readily available. But now it's not happening, and we're less than 2 years into that set being an actual thing, and you're seeing that it's already doubled its value. Okay, the same thing with the booster bundles. Those things are $27 MSRP. They're sitting at $60 MSR at market right now. So here's the thing. I think that you, as an investor in Pokemon and in a collectible space, you have to be wise about what you're doing. Anything at this point in forward is going to jump. Anything in the Pokemon space is going to increase. Okay, it's going to have this nice steady rise. There's going to be some sort of reprint or new products going to drop. Packs are going to be readily available in the immediate, and it's going to make a nice dip between 10 and 20% and then immediately recover. And that's great. That's good for investing. That's great for investing. What that isn't great for is collecting. Okay? And the reason for that is because it will make everything incredibly more difficult to find, and it makes everything incredibly more difficult to actually collect. Surging Sparks, for a prime example, MSRP was 160. Boxes came out. I sold boxes at 135. I sold out of all of my pre-order because Surging Sparks was one of the most anticipated sets of 2024. It came out. Pikachu, obviously everybody loves him, and all of a sudden those boxes within, guys, I'm being serious here. November. This is January 2025. Okay, November. Boxes have officially hit $250 without tax and without shipping. We're less than 4 months into the set, 3 months into the set, and the boxes are already 50% above MSRP. It's going to be a crazy time for a collector trying to find a booster box at a decent price. And I don't want to even talk about MSRP versus market value. Listen, I'll sell things at MSRP when I first get them in, but after I start seeing the market move on them, I'm going to set them at market price, whether that's lower or that's higher. That's whatever the market does. I'm going to follow the market. I'm not going to follow MSRP. Don't care what you say. I love you, but whatever. So there's a whole dichotomy here that everybody has to understand when it comes to the way the new market is. And that new market is going to be absolutely a challenge to navigate, because it's going to be incredibly difficult to pinpoint when these low points are going to hit and when you should buy at that point. So I wish you the best of luck in everything you do when it comes to your collecting or you're investing in Pokemon. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, tell the algorithm you like what I'm doing here. As I grow, I promise content changes and things are going to grow. Look out for all the new stuff we got coming, and look out for our business update here soon. And as always, you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. All right, friends, I'll see you until the next one.